Where's everybody else? They coming?
I'm natural, whatever. No, she said no, she's like, are you
Hot? Yeah, we're human heaters.
I usually am too, but
Like, I am so happy right now. I am not cold. This is like perfect.
I'm not cold per se, but the wind keeps going up my shirt and I'm not wearing it.
Oh, that's a thing. Okay, so my approach this second season with Ravens, like, as their team mom, is I really want to get to know the team better on a more personal level. Not so much that I need to know all their deepest, darkest secrets, but if I know that they're struggling in school, if I know that they're struggling with a boyfriend or a best friend, they're gonna bring that in the gym. They're gonna bring that onto the mat. And the coach's job is to get them to focus on the routine. Peyton Lowe, you're gonna be next to Chloe.
Peyton Lowe, oh my God!
So it's gonna be Alexis, Chloe, Peyton Lowe. Where's my Aves? There you are. Avery. Then Ariel, my other freezing baby. Elise. You're next to Ariel. Lily. You're next to Elise. And then Piper.
We're all matching.
Peyton Yule.
Can we sit down?
Yep. Riley, then Natalie. Yeah, so we're just, look, it's family. We're gonna find a circle, semicircle. I'm the point. And talking to Kennedy and talking to Angelo, and I just asked him, like, what are they struggling with this year? Because I can't figure it out because I am not in the gym as much, but they get along so well. Why isn't it coming together on the mat?
What is the Ravens' story right now?
Injuries and illness. That's their story. They are very, I would say not necessarily behind the mark, but we're getting close to being very behind the mark when it comes to just kids on the floor and producing skills.
From what I heard on for Friday, y'all's last practice, there was a little bit of goofing around, which isn't that unusual. But you guys couldn't land your tumbling. We were doing so great landing our tumbling, getting things over. It was our stunts that were the issue. You're letting yourselves stop you. Like I said, this right here is a level 1 stunt until it gets to prep level. And guess what? This won't really be scored unless she does stretch to stretch, because a lib is not a body position.
Going into the season, my expectations were pretty high based upon the athletes that we had on the floor. I really was expecting them to cover all the level 3 skills that we needed, really start shooting at the level 4 division pretty hard. So right now we're floating still between the two. The biggest change in attitude as far as I'm concerned with myself is just making sure I'm not giving them too much, that we're pushing as hard as we can without breaking them, but I want to make sure that they are confident and comfortable in the skills that they're doing.
Be tougher. Because I'm tired of you guys getting so upset at the end of competitions and you're like, this didn't happen, this didn't happen, this didn't happen. Well, it doesn't happen at the gym, so what makes you think it's going to happen at competition? Let's do these, because I want to move on. When Avery gets here, I want to make sure this stunt group is getting what they need, because they just missed an hour and 10 minutes worth of, stunt time. Let's do this again. You guys go again. Make sure you guys are paying attention. Try 100% every single time. Ready.
Now, the point of today is bonding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're a team, we're a family. We are teenage girls, right? Okay. You may be best friends with her. You may be best friends with her. You may be best friends with me.
I'm best friends.
Right? But we don't know each other that well.
I feel like team bonding is one of the most important things. How close the team is together is how much we're all going to push each other and build each other up more. If we're all close and we're all a family, we all have the same goal and the same push and same drive for that outcome to happen. I feel like if you can't be close with everybody on your team, or at least fake it till you make it. If you don't like the other person, I feel like just everybody has to be close to have that same drive for that same goal at the end, whatever that is.
I really want to talk about mental, not attitude, but positivity and negative feelings and motivation for yourselves individually, but also as your teammate. Does that make sense? So what we have, 2 steps here. Step 1, everybody's gonna get 2 river rocks, okay? 1 rock is for you. I want you to put the most positive affirmation that somebody else could say to you to make you happy, to turn your bad mood around. What do you need to hear personally to get over any kind of bump that you've got going on? Whether it's at home, whether it's at school, or cheer, because all of that feeds into y'all's lives here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 rock is for you. You're going to take that rock home. The other rock is for the person to your left.
Really?
Or is that Alexis?
That's
You are gonna be Alexis.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Natalie will be Alexis, okay? Everybody is going to go around the circle and you're gonna say the thing that you need to hear from a teammate to make that happen. I wanted to make sure that every athlete had their own rock, because I wanted them to keep something that they could tangibly either put in their backpack when we go to comps or keep in their room. I wanted something tangible for them to pick up if they are having a crap day, or they could be having a good day and they just want to praise themselves, something positive that they themselves need to hear. The goal was you have to listen to what your teammate's saying. I want you to truly hear them, because your next step is going to be, you're going to write on their rock what you heard from their words, what they need to hear in a positive form. You're probably thinking it's cringy, but in order for you guys to hit the skills and help each other out and really be a family and be strong for each other, you kind of have to talk about the bad things, right? And we kind of got to let the bad things go.
So I think that for this first round, that you guys just take a few minutes
Yep.
and think to yourself about what you need to hear personally.
Yes.
And then on our second round, each person will say what they feel and what they put. And as you hear that, be thinking of what you want to put for your neighbor.
Be intentional, really truly hear what they're saying, okay guys? And I dragged Danielle into it. She's younger, she's a little closer to their age, but she did so well with the Thunderbirds painting and getting them to talk and explaining to them the pedals. And I was just like, I really need her, because I needed just a little bit of a buffer, you know, I'm still the mom. And she did a really good job helping me reframe my thoughts and reword them so the kids come and they're like, huh? And I was, yes, Danielle, exactly. See, that's what it means. I like the hum. So I will start, okay? So I will say that I feel like I let the team down and the coaches down as team mom, because I'm not at the gym as much for you guys as well, some of you knew, but some of you know that I am normally. So that's kind of a thing for me, that I don't want to let you guys down or the coaches or y'all feel like I'm failing you as a team mom. So what would be really awesome is if you do see me when I am in here, if you just give me a hug and say, hi, Miss Amanda, it will make my day. So I'm gonna choose to start this way. Whoever's trying to talk, nobody else gets to talk. We are gonna be intentional and actually hear our people out, okay? It's okay.
I feel like I don't trust myself enough.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I always mess up and disappoint other people, and I don't want to do that. I wrote, like, I need to trust myself more, because I always feel like people always convince me that I'm wrong, and I do feel like I'm the problem. I always, like, most of the time.
Hey, Miss Piper.
Mine's kind of just like comparing myself to like everyone that I see. Like if I see someone like walking at school or something, I like compare myself to them and be like, oh, my hair doesn't look like them, my legs don't look like them, or my stomach doesn't look like them, and I'm just like not good enough for people.
It makes me sick to my stomach, some of the things that are in society these days, and especially with teenage girls and body image and, you know, having to look and dress a certain way is acceptable and not acceptable, and labels and all of that. And so I know that what they struggle with on on that kind of level.
Being a teenage girl in the society of, you know, social media and things like that is hard enough. Raising kids, but to know that they have a bond here, it will only make it stronger on the mat.
Like, I know I'm good enough to do stuff, but I can't, like, think that. It just always feels like my brain's kind of eating itself, just thinking and thinking, like, maybe you are good enough.
My name is Brandy Walker, and Elise is my daughter. She is on the Ravens, and we've been with the gym for 6 months. She is passionate and kind and emotional and driven. So she is just, 3 years ago, I would have never guessed she would be in the position she's in now. She was not one that wanted to be in the spotlight. She was very quiet and just flew under the radar. And something about cheer brought out an energy in her that is fun to watch. So she's just, she loves it with her whole heart.
Instead of telling me, like, hey, you're good enough, I know you can do this, like, you got it, just distract me, because I'm thinking about that already. I think, oh, I know I can do this. It's just really hard. So instead of, like, just saying, hey, Elise, you got this, you're good enough, you're, like, just say, like, ask me, like, what did you do today? What's something you got new recently? What are you doing next week? What's something fun coming up? Like, just ask me anything about my day, about my week, something fun, and I will, like, go to a better mood, because it just helps distract me from all the overthinking. It helps me better than telling me I am good, because I know that, it's just I don't feel that.
So the competition cheer team that Elise was on last year abruptly stopped in January, but Elise wasn't ready to be done. So we have good friends that were on the Thunderbird team. So I thought, well, they probably don't need anybody on the team, but I'll give them a call and see. And so our friends gave me Coach Angelo's number, gave him a call, immediately felt at peace. I loved all the questions he let me ask. I loved the answers he was able to give me. It was just great.
How would you describe Elise as a kid and as an athlete?
Great kid. Really good person to be around. She makes friends pretty fast. She doesn't seem to have any hang-ups about being in a new environment. As an athlete, she works real hard. Since she's been in the gym, working on tumbling and learning how to base. At one point, she was flying a little bit. She's very versatile, but she just has to just learn how to be take the pressure and apply it.
And then once we got to the point where Elise and I were ready to push the button and go ahead and do Thunderbirds, but my husband was a little bit more reluctant about spending the money and then turning around and spending it again so soon for the next season. Coach Angelo was like, it's okay. That's not a problem. Do not worry about that. She has a place here when she's ready. That I love. I never felt pressured that we had to be here, that she had to be on a team immediately. I like that he helped us work at our own pace. She comes out of the gym happy and feeling like she has gained some perspective and is growing, and that's what matters to Mom. So it was a good and easy transition over.
It's really hard to find a safe place. Peyton's safe place is the gym. It has been for the last 2 years. Her and I are very close, but I'm also very aware that there's a lot of moms and daughters that aren't that close. And I know that. So I wanted them to know that just as much as it is for Peyton, it really is a safe place for them too.
Oh.
You're up, kiddo.
I just got a big knot in my stomach. Okay. Sometimes it feels like I'm not enough for this program and just for cheer in general. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm just like wasting my time. And I know, like, I have a lot of talent and everything. It's just, it's hard. And sometimes I feel like it's just like, there's no, and it's like hard going from like coach to athlete sometimes. And it's like I've like gotten, I feel like I've gotten like better with that. So then I just like leave it, like I don't say anything and stuff. I just like do my job.
I'm very proud of her. She spends a lot of time at the gym, and I get a chance to coach her from a completely different standpoint now as a coach, training her on what we see as the best way to get through to an athlete and give her a perspective, makes her a better athlete at the same time. So I've seen a lot of growth in her.
But then sometimes it's hard to like do my, like throw my like passes and stuff, and I feel like it's just like I don't have as big of a support system as I did last year. Like last year there was like a lot of negativity, but I could always like count on them to like pick me back up and stuff, and it's just like really hard to find that on the team sometimes.
Last year, the personalities were bigger, they were stronger. We had a lot more leaders want to be leaders on the team than we do this year. And there was a lot of bickering. There was a lot of not getting along. However, they all lifted each other up. Peyton and I kind of talked about it a lot, and she's struggling this year with some mental issues and getting past some, mental blocks with tumbling. And she's really, truly trying to step away from that coaching aspect that she is with Sparrows. And last year she was double teaming and she was expected to be the leader. She just wants to be on the team. And so when we talk about it, that's one of the things that, she had said to me too. She was like, Mom, last year we were like the dysfunctional family, right? We would bicker, we would fight. It's like having Thanksgiving and you don't like your cousin, but the next day y'all are gonna go hang out and go shopping. She's like, that's how we were last year. And I saw it, as opposed to this year, is they get along really, really well, but because they're all so new, they really don't know how each other ticks. And they didn't realize until we had our team bonding that they all have the same thing going on in their head.
So what do you need to hear from everybody, baby, to make you get through that and to help motivate you and push you past your blocks?
That I am enough, and that I just need to take a moment and just breathe.
So kind of like along the lines of Riley, maybe not constructive. Don't break it down, don't judge. Oh, okay.
I do that on myself, like
so that's something you need to work on for you, okay?
I just need to work on just it's fine, I threw it, that's all that matters. It doesn't need to be perfect.
So that's what you need from them?
Yeah, you threw it and just take a moment, just take a deep breath with me, I guess.
Once Peyton got her license, it was almost 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds.
She matured a lot over the summer, and from when she started driving, because she started driving the end of last season, so she got her license in March. And having that responsibility, I think, of having to get herself to and from, having to make sure she's on time, which she will be the first to tell you, she's always on time. If we're late, it is my fault. I own it.
I saw a complete change in her. She definitely is not relying on mom and dad to get her to places, but also she's handling her own affairs as far as making sure she's prepared for work, make sure she's prepared for practices at school and at the gym.
She came back from St. Louis a different person, hands down. Y'all are gonna make me cry. She has completely fallen in love with coaching. She loves it, absolutely loves it. So much that, I've talked about college because she'll be a senior next year. This is, she went from all these fashion designing and being a lawyer to, I don't know, Mom, I think I really want to maybe get my business degree and then maybe, coaching or something, and maybe I can talk Angelo into opening a gym in the Woodlands and I can run it for him. And she's like, I can't see my life without cheer and without coaching.
Peyton is doing a great job of understanding where her limits are. I think that's the one thing that I want to make sure that all coaches understand what their limits are, as far as what her deficits are. So it's understanding how to coach, what to coach, when to coach it, what to say. So I've been watching her. She's been under the tutelage of Kyra So Peyton is starting to get a few classes where she's flying solo. But the main thing I think for Peyton right now is to just take it all in and understand that you don't have to rush through a class. You can slow down and break it down. It's your class. Take it the pace that you need.
I think our sleeper is Avery. I think that girl, she is very quiet, but she's not. She was the one that shocked me the most. I got to know her, and I told Brooke afterwards, I was like, I got to know your kid so much today, like in a whole different light. And before, she never even said 2 words to me. She was always so quiet. Now I can walk in and say hi, and she gives me a hug, and we talk. It's great. I think she has a lot of good leadership qualities in her. And I think with age and over the next couple of years, she's definitely going to be that. I think she's going to be the one that steps up, and she's that leader. I really do.
Earlier on in the season, Avery got injured, and so it was the first time for me to see her get hurt. It was her ankle, and like Angelo took care of it. But then when Avery came back in, the team took her, and they said, "I've got her, Miss Brooke." That was great. I mean, I didn't go to her. I let her team take care of her and encourage her. So I thought that was a really big defining moment too. A huge difference, with a small team.
I put don't let everything get to you, because I don't know, ever since I've been injured, it's been hard.
It's okay, babe.
Because I've been at the gym every single day, and I just can't do anything, and so I'm just watching everyone. It just really hurts to see everyone progress, and I'm just sitting there, and I really bad want to try to get better. I'm trying to do my stuff, but I just always think if I didn't jump, then I wouldn't be here, because my mom did tell me not to jump, and I went for it, and now I'm hurt, and it sucks. It's I feel when everyone's doing their standing tucks and they're getting it, I just can't, because I was so close, and I'm just gonna be step back from everything. And I feel I don't know. I just and sometimes people think before they say stuff to me, so it just hurts, because I'm just trying to help, but I can't, because I physically just can't move that fast. And so I just need people to tell me that it's gonna be fine, I'm gonna get better soon, and nothing's gonna happen whenever I get healed.
Avery is competitive in everything she does. She gives 100% in school. She is competitive with her grades, and she brings that here as well. So I feel Avery is kind of, and that is her personality. She doesn't like change. She knows what she wants. And when her dad and I presented the option of here, it was hard for her. Her best friend is still, her very best friend is still at the other gym. But I just asked her the question, where are you going to grow as an athlete? Because there, she would have probably more than likely been on the same team. She wouldn't have progressed in skills. And she, the next day, came and told me that I want to go there. I want to go to Silent Fury. And I was proud of her for making that decision. And I love seeing her with her teammates here. She's really bonding, where she didn't really have that with a huge team before. She didn't have those relationships.
I was really surprised that they were able to open up and tell each other what their teammates are saying that does hurt them. Because their teammates didn't realize how one person says something and expects you to receive it is not necessarily how they were receiving it, right? And I wanted them to do that, right? I wanted them to tell each other, this is helpful for me, this is not helpful for me. This actually brings me down, it makes it harder, and I'm not going to come back from that. But yeah, I did not expect them to open up and really tell each other how they're hurting each other and not knowing it, which was huge. Let's do this. Let's break it out with Believe It.
We should say 1, 2, 3 Ravens. Believe
Wait.
it. I like that. 1, 2, 3.
I love you. You are amazing people, and we are a family. We are now sisters. Y'all have spilled spilled everything. The guts, the tears, all of it.
We cried in front of each other, y'all. New accomplishment.
Avery.
1, 2, 3 Ravens. Believe it, guys. Ready?
Avery, break it out.
Okay, me?
Yes. Wait,
Yep.
we need like little motions. I feel
Ready?
like.
5, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ravens. Believe it.
Oh, wait, redo.
Ravens.
Y'all need to like,
1, 2, 3.
yeah.
Ravens. Believe it. No, I don't really want to. It's like a hype.
Work together. How's this
1,
gonna
2,
go?
3. Ravens. Believe it.
Yes.
Ravens.
Oh, he's got it.
Don't forget your personal rocks, please. Those are yours.
Parents, friends, family, I just wanted to thank you guys for coming out to our showcase for the season. This has been an amazing journey for my family and now my extended family, and that goes out to every single one of you, because without you, there's no them, and then there's no us. And I recognize that, and I understand that, and I appreciate that so much. I guess a year and a half ago, we were in this, or no, a year ago, we were in this same spot getting ready for our first competition for this journey in our short life at Silent Fury. And we've grown quite a bit. We made several changes in the lobby area, strictly for the parents and for our friends to enjoy while the athletes are getting prepared for their season. And I want to say it's been a crazy ride. We started out last year with, I'm going to say, approximately 12 athletes when we opened up the doors. And to those athletes that are still with us today, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And for the parents and the families that trusted me, trusted our family with your precious prize possessions, thank you. But I wanted to say this before we get started. These athletes have put in a lot of work over the summer and throughout the fall. We've been dealing with illness, injuries, unforeseen circumstances, personal and gym-wide, which caused a little bit of struggle for some of these athletes and some of the teams, and they have persevered. They are ready to show what they are ready to do for the entire season. We still have a little bit of work to do before we get to our first competition, but they have put in a lot of hard work. Everything that they have been working on is for a purpose, and we're not going to show everything today. Some things are going to be hidden just so that we can kind of get an idea of what adjustments we need to make. But as our all-star director, Coach Kennedy, has given to them, this is just to kind of get the jitters out, to get the bugs out of the way so that we can be ready for that first competition of the season. The showcase is pretty much a kickoff for the competition season for our teams 2 to 3 weeks before their first competition, in some cases maybe a week before. And this is just a cheer industry-wide. That's something that's been growing in popularity over the last 10, 15 years. I would compare it to a high school scrimmage.
When you start the season, you kind of have like choreography, and then you get your routine, and that routine is going to be what you compete obviously later on at the competitions. But the show off is kind of the first thing that you put out to the world about your routine. I know like Midnight or bigger name gyms always keep it a secret because they're always on Twitter, always on social media, so the second their stuff is put out, it's like put out to the world in that second at that show off. And I know at smaller gyms it's not on the same big scale, but it's the first time that everybody's friends, family, everybody gets to come in and watch their kid or friend or whatever it is to you do what they do.
Overall, just aesthetically and planned out, I think it went really well. The food truck was a great idea. Having the cafe, huge.
And being able to do the raffle and, you know, the baskets and the last minute 50-50 tickets, and even just having the pro shop open with all the items there that close to Christmas, that's pretty much what I kept telling parents, like, Christmas is coming.
We just really wanted to show off to the parents all the hard work that they've been, you know, working on since, you know, June. I wanted to have food trucks. I wanted it to be a fun time for everybody here. So I set up a food truck to come, and we did the raffles. But overall, I feel like it went very good, and I think parents were super excited to see what they've done. And we heard great things, great feedback, so I hope to do it again.
You cover everything. You cover, you know, the renovations. We wanted to let everyone know, hey, we've made some major changes, and if they've got friends that want to join the gym at any capacity, they get a chance to kind of see what we're about. It also gives the athletes a chance to do their routine in front of friends and family without any risk of anything. Well, let's just go out there, have fun, and show our best. There's a lot of times where the parents don't come in and watch their routine, so some of them haven't seen it at all. They've been dropping them off all summer and most of the fall now, and they're like, okay, we have no idea what we've been doing, so here is a chance to kind of give them a show without the pressure of a competition.
Number one, I did not know I was going to be quarterback. Your dad was like, hey, actually, Vanessa and Brooke, they're like, Amanda, you should talk to the parents, because they know I'm loud and I just don't care, and I will absolutely take on that role. I think the showcase went really well. The kids were nervous, obviously. Had I been a little bit prepared, I probably would have spoken a little better, but seeing all the parents on that floor, and we had more, right? We had, not outside of the parents, we had more extended family and friends really kind of show up this year. And to me, it was very cool to be able to stand off to the side, you know, when I'm done announcing or talking, and put the mic down and just look out to a sea of people. It was like being at a comp. We didn't have dead space on the floor. And that's just our 4 regular teams, right? That's not Silverhawks or any of the new members. So for the parents and the athletes and the families to be the returning ones, and even the new ones, to be comfortable enough to say, hey, yeah, come support our kid, come support our team, and to see that many people at our gym was very cool.
Definitely from the performance end, the kids did better than I expected. I think the parents loved it. I think they enjoyed watching their athletes. I think we saw that there were a couple of teams that were going to show up when they were in front of teams, and that was Sparrows and Thunderbirds for sure. They definitely haven't disappointed me when they're on stage.
Let's do a round of applause for all of our teams tonight.
Let's get together for a photo really quick. You guys line up. Give me Sparrows in front, Thunderbirds, and then Phoenix, and then Ravens kind of spread out to the side.
What I learned the most from Coach Angelo is kind of how to take control and how to get your point across. Because I've been in situations where, like, I've had a class, a tumbling class, or I've had the team, and I just can't really get my point through to them. And he kind of just shows me a different way and shows me a different way to get, like, through to the kids than what I would normally think of.
I got yelled at, or not yelled at. I was a concern that I didn't watch my own son because I was focused on y'all. Okay? And this is my job. You are important to me just like Roman is important to me. But my focus is on you, where my job and my responsibility is. It's not elsewhere.
I really am glad that they asked for pictures, so I'm all up for it. But it is really nice that it is that big, but even at competitions, it's great to have pictures and to be known because it is a big team at a big gym.
I've probably forgotten more about cheerleading than a lot of people would know. And there are things that I have to be reminded of that are very simple, processes and steps that we can take to excel without doing a whole lot of work or even having a whole lot of extra equipment.
Just go. Okay, but if I bust my butt, I bust my butt, but I don't care. I know.
He's literally like,
I know, no, he doesn't even spot me, but like it's still scary.